Yeah. You're live. Just a minute. Okay, so sorry for the interruption. We had some technical fault in our system. There was some network issues, so I just had to stop the live streaming. So now again we are live, and we will discuss about the details about MBBS in Bulgaria. Okay, so let us just start with the slides wherein I have written the complete information about the medical universities in Bulgaria. So first of all, starting with the basic details, as we all know, Bulgaria is a European country, and many Indian students, they just wanted to know which countries are bordered by Bulgaria. And there are some countries like Romania is there, Hungary is there, Serbia is there, Greece is there, and Turkey. So these are some of the countries that surrounds Bulgaria on the border side. And apart from this, we should also know in detail whether it's going to be a part of Schengen or not. So what do you think, ma'am? Like, what are your views on it, whether it will be a part of Schengen or not?
Yes, definitely. Bulgaria is about to become a Schengen member very soon, maximum within a year or two. It is actually expected to be a fact by next year, 2024.
All right.
So
So
which
we
will-
have some certainty that Bulgaria can be a potential country to join in the Schengen zone in 2024.
Yes.
So this is really a good thing, because being a part of Schengen country is very good, because the country will definitely have a very high weightage, and it will be recognized. It will be more valued as compared to the other EU countries. Okay, so moving ahead, the local language is definitely a Bulgarian language. And how tough is the language? Like, students will be easily managed to speak Bulgarian, or
I think so. Students will be able to learn easily. It's not one of the toughest language, although it's not easy. Also, it's very similar to Russian, and I think it will be very interesting for students, because by learning Bulgarian, also automatically they'll be able to understand few of the other Slavic languages, which is a very nice advantage.
okay? So are the
Yeah.
other countries also speak similar language?
So let's say the Serbian language, although they used a different alphabet, the sound and pronunciation of words is very similar. So as I mentioned, Russian also is very similar.
So how about the English language? Like, how many people in Bulgaria, they are comfortable speaking English?
Oh yes, definitely all the younger generation, all of the people do know English, and even all the signs on the road, all the institution, be it government institution, be it hospital, everything that is in writing is both in Bulgarian and English language also, so pretty manageable, I would say.
All right, but
Yeah.
mostly the patients who will be, the students will be interacting to those patients will be, I think, in a age more like they would be, old people.
Yeah.
So they are not very much comfortable speaking in English.
Definitely, that's a very valid point for the internship purposes during the studies, and generally also speaking to patients, it's always better to know the local language.
All right. So yes, of course, I also feels the same. If you are going to a country, you should know about their culture. You should be adaptable to their culture, as well as the language. You need to know the local language, so that you can, basically, it will help you for your day-to-day lifestyle, as well as it will help you in doing the clinical rotations and completing your internship. Because people, the students, Indian students, they are very, very much interested in considering their career in the European Union, or in Bulgaria, or in the country they are studying. So it will be very helpful for the students. If they are studying in Bulgaria, they should know, they should have a proper command on the Bulgarian language. Okay.
Yes.
So there's one more interesting thing here which I have mentioned, is the local currency leva, which is pegged to euro. So
Yes.
this is like a very important thing about the local currency of Bulgaria, that they will not have, there will be not any changes, like the rate fluctuations will not be there. It is fixed to euros.
Absolutely fixed. Yes, there's a fixed exchange rate, and also very soon, within 2-3 years, the euro will also become the main currency in Bulgaria, the official
Okay,
currency.
so
This is
euro will
also,
also
yes. As soon
becoming
as
the.
we get into Schengen, the next stage will be for the euro to become the official currency in Bulgaria.
All right. Okay. So what about the climate? How is the climate over there? Is
Uh,
it similar to India, or what is about?
So climate, yes, I would say it's similar in some ways, but yes, there are differences also. We have proper 4 seasons, so be ready to experience nice winters and very nice, pleasant summers, I would say. And yeah, you would have proper 4 seasons. So there are no extremes
So
in the temperature, very manageable again, I would
okay.
say.
So during winters, like how much it will go?
The temperature goes down around zero and may sometimes reaches minus also, but that's only for very short period of time, between 2-3 weeks to a month during the peak winter. But of course, most of the all of the accommodation, I would say, and be it private, be it university accommodation, all the accommodation is equipped with proper heating, so there is no issue with the fact that it is cold
Yes,
outside.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, so now we have exactly discussed about the country, and we already have an idea about the climate, the currency, the Bulgarian country as in general, and what are the neighboring countries that surrounds Bulgaria. So moving ahead, now we will discuss the education pattern in Bulgaria. So I have categorized the education pattern in Bulgaria into 6 different ways, wherein we will get a complete knowledge that how medical education in Bulgaria is going to impact to the Indian students, and it's going to benefit Indian students. So first of all, students, they do ask questions about the degree, like what degree they are going to get, because in India they are going to get MBBS degree, which is just a general medicine. But in Bulgaria, the degree what they are getting is a master's degree. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely right.
So it will be a master's degree, which is, we can call it as a doctor of medicine, MD, and physician.
And physician also.
So usually when you go to UK, so it is the requirement, like the degree they are expected for a doctor to be registered in General Medical Council. They are asked, they like the main minimum eligibility requirement is the degree. So a degree should be of masters and physician, which is completely, Bulgarian education is completely complying all such factors. So now coming towards the duration, it is 5 plus 1 years. 5 years would be your medicine, and 1 year would be the state clinical internship. There are total 5 medical universities. The universities we are going to discuss in the coming slide. And now I would like to disclose the pattern of MBBS, basically the MBBS pathway. So first 2 years would be the preclinical, and that would be more focused about the classroom training. And then 3 years would be of the clinical rotation and clinical practices, wherein students will be able to do hands-on on patients during the hospital training. And then the final year would be the clinical internship. Once you complete all the 6 years, you will be awarded with a degree, and then you will be a certified doctor. Okay, so now the most important thing we are going to discuss about MBBS in Bulgaria is the registration and license to practice, which is nowadays a hot topic amongst the Indian students and all the NEET aspirants who have given NEET. So first of all, I would like to say that the NEET exam, which just happened on 7th of May, was not the easiest one. So students has faced many difficulties in clearing the exam, and they are pretty much not sure whether they would be able to clear it or not. Some students are getting good marks, but still those who were very confident that they can easily get 300 or 400 marks, they are also in confusion whether they will qualify or not. So this is completely a different topic. So now we'll discuss about the registration and license to practice. So about the registration, when we talk about the registration, So I think we have already discussed in our video as well that the Bulgaria is a country which allows foreign students, which gives equal respect or equal weightage to the Bulgarian candidates or the international candidates, and they
Absolutely.
allows them to practice in their country.
Absolutely.
Because if we talk about other countries, other Asian countries, some of them are not ready to give registration, or they are not allowing foreign students to get a license in their individual country. But unlike Bulgaria, in Bulgaria you will be having a permanent registration. You can get permanent registration, provided you should know the proper language, the local language is definitely going to be a part of it. And for the license also, you can get a license definitely once you finish your MBBS degree. Okay, so now coming towards the medical universities, as we have discussed, there are total 5 medical universities in Bulgaria. So talking about the number one medical university, which is in the capital, and I think it's the only university which is in the capital, Sofia.
Yes, the only specialized medical university.
Only
yes.
specialized university. It is the oldest university to start the higher education in Bulgaria, and it's located in Sofia. Of course, it's a government university. The very different thing about this university is that they do not have a September intake. They only have a February intake. So the admission period also starts late. It is starting from 1st of August up to 29th of September. And all the universities, I would like to mention here, is that all the universities here in Bulgaria, they are having entrance exam. So your admission is completely subject to the entrance exam. So you need to qualify the entrance exam if you would like to get a medical seat in Bulgaria in either of the university. So the tuition fee of Sofia is 9,000 euros, as you can see in the PPT. It's 9,000 euros per year. Last year it was 8,000, and they have increased this year, and it's 9,000 euros per year. So they're also allowing students from other countries who would like to migrate, but I think migration is only possible up to 3 years.
Yes.
Within third year. After third year, I think there's no country in Europe who is allowing students to migrate, or to they're not open for transfers after 3 years of their MBBS program. Okay, so very important thing here is the PLAB exemption. Like usually students who are completing their degrees from any of the European Union, they are exempted to write PLAB exam, and they can directly go to UK and they can practice. So this is the exemption for all the students who are doing their degree programs in Bulgaria, especially in medicine. Okay, so Medical University of Varna. So Varna is also 200 years old medical university, and they have already actually started the admission process, and they have a very small admission term, and it's going to close by 15th of July. So if any students who would like to apply in this university, they need to at least put their application on or before 15th July in order to sit for the entrance exam. So the minimum eligibility of this university is 65% in physics, chemistry, biology. So 65 is the aggregate of all the 3 subjects. The tuition fee here is $8,000, and it is about 378 kilometers far from Sofia. So ma'am, I would like to discuss here is like what would be the convenient means of travel for the students, like if they would like to go to Varna Medical University. So and are there any direct flights to Varna from India, or how it going to be?
It's actually an advantage that although Varna is not the capital, it has an international airport, and the connectivity to India is quite easy. For example, Turkish Airlines, they offer flights to Istanbul, and from Istanbul direct you reach Varna. So there is no need to go through Sofia also. It's quite convenient.
Okay.
And otherwise, of course, there are other options as well. If a student wants to reach Sofia, for example, from Sofia directly, there are regular transport like train and bus that easily.
So how much
Varna
hours
can be.
usually it will take if the student lands in Sofia and they would like to come to Varna through train?
See, the train takes about 7 hours, but there are regular coaches which I would suggest are more convenient, and they leave from Sofia almost every hour throughout the whole day, and they take about 6 hours. It's all throughout the road is just a highway.
All right, but there are flights to Varna directly.
Oh, definitely. There are direct flights also from Sofia to Varna, which is also an option. It's just a 50-minute flight.
Okay. Okay, so now coming towards the third medical university, which is in Pleven. It's located in Pleven, and how far it is from Sofia?
Pleven is very nearby, actually, around 100 kilometers, 150.
150 kilometers,
yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
So students can easily travel by bus also if they
Yes,
want.
definitely. About
Bus or
two
cab.
2 hours maximum is the time for
Okay,
travel.
and this university has the lowest tuition fee out across all the medical universities in Bulgaria. It is having 7,500 euros. Usually, average tuition fee here in Bulgaria is around 8,000 euros. So, the language of instruction for MBBS would be entirely in English, provided you have to learn the local language. And the local language, I think it's for 3 years.
Yes,
It's compulsory for 3 years.
Yes.
So, first 3 years, you need to learn the basic Bulgarian language, and then your clinical rotation begins. Okay, so now Plovdiv, again, the tuition fee is 8,000 euros. They're also closing the applications in July, and they have, I think, a single intake. They don't have
Yes.
any March batch or February batch. So, two universities we discussed here, one is Varna and second is Plovdiv. These two universities have just a single intake, which is in September, and they're closing the applications in July. And if we talk about the visa and all the other formalities, it will take minimum 2 months to get a visa. So we should at least apply the applications on time in order to complete the application procedure so that you don't miss out your studies. And here you can see the minimum eligibility is 62% average in chemistry and biology. They don't consider physics because when you get admission in MBBS, you will not be having any subject in physics. Usually you have to focus on chemistry and biology. So they usually check your grades in chemistry and biology only. I think it's also very close to
Very
close to Sofia.
Yeah, about 1.5 hours drive maximum.
Okay. Okay, so now this is another university, Trakia University. So I just actually want a brief about this university because it's quite new for me.
Yes. So this university has a very serious historical base because it used to be a high school, but from before 2000. It turned into an university, and it is extremely popular now with foreign students as well because they provide extremely convenient living conditions also, and the admission procedure also is quite straightforward, and
So do
students
they
are
also
mostly
have
happy.
entrance exam to pass?
Yes, they have an
Okay.
entrance exam in biology and chemistry.
All right.
And yes, for Indian students, if they have done their secondary education degree in English, then English certificate is not required.
Okay, but other universities they do check the
Yes,
English
they do.
certificate.
Absolutely, yes.
So
they do.
language proficiency certificate is also
It is
required.
required. It is
Okay, so
required.
either it can be IELTS or TOEFL or PT, any
Yes.
certificate. So will it be required at the time of admission or for the visa purpose?
It will be required at the time of admission also.
Okay.
Yes.
So for example, if student is applying, so parallelly he or she should also apply for the language
For the
proficiency.
language, yes, definitely.
Okay, so it is mandatory for the
Yes.
student. Okay, so language is another requirement. If you are, because you're going for an English program, you also need to prove your eligibility in English. So you should at least, and what is the, like for IELTS, I think 6.5 is the
6.5
minimum,
is the
score.
standard score. There is only one university which compulsorily requires entry test in English, which is the Sofia Medical University. For the rest of the universities, although there are entry tests in English, but the student can be exempt if they have the certificate. If they don't have the proficiency certificate, then they can always sit on a entry exam in English also.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now I think registration and license to practice we have discussed somehow. So now in detail we would discuss, and we would let students know that how they are going to get registration. Will it be like after completion of their MBBS degree, or they have to do the post graduation also in order to get a license? So how is it about?
So they will have to complete their registration process to practice in Bulgaria. They will sit an exam, which is the last license exam. It will be in English language, and with this license exam, they will be able to practice in Bulgaria. But of course, as you mentioned, the language will definitely be a requirement by any hospital so that they can
Yeah,
work.
yeah. So you can easily get yourself registered as a practitioner
Practitioner.
doctor in Bulgaria, and you will also have a very good scope, in practicing other countries too, just satisfying the requirements. And most importantly, whenever you go, the most important requirement is the language. If you are going to a non-English speaking country, if you are going to an English speaking country, you need to pass the license exam. For USA, you need to pass USMLE. For UK, you need to pass PLAB. But as I've mentioned that PLAB is the exemption up till now, because UK has not come up with UKMLA exam, and we have this information that UK is going to come up with UKML exam. So all the European graduates all have to mandatorily pass this exam in order to register themselves in General Medical Council. But up to now, there was no such rule. PLAB was the exemption for all the European Union countries. Okay, so now we will go to the questions. Bulgaria versus Romania. Okay, so first of all, I would like to tell you the difference between Bulgaria and Romania. See, both the countries are neighboring countries, and both the countries are in European Union. So if you would like to know the basic details about both the countries, you should know the eligibility criteria. In Bulgaria, you need to give entrance exam, which will be in chemistry, biology and English. Unlike Romania, because in Romania, you won't be having any kind of entrance exam. You just need to prove your English fluency. Apart from this, you just have a very good score in 12th. So at least minimum marks they consider is 90 or 90 above. So this is the basic minimum eligibility criteria. And the difference, we can compare both the countries on the basis of the cost, because in Bulgaria, the total budget, if you can compare it with Romania, it's almost like on a higher side. Bulgaria's budget is on a higher side. It will be around 50 to 60 lakhs. But if you check in Romania, some of the universities have a very low budget, and they lies around 30 to 35 lakhs in total. So this is the difference. But most important is you should at least have that much of score in high school, and they usually check all your high school marks. So you need to prove your basic eligibility in order to get admission either in Romania or in Bulgaria. And in Romania, one most important thing which I have missed is that it's a combination of government plus private medical universities. But when we look into Bulgaria, all universities are government medical universities, and they carries a very good reputation as well across Europe and outside, like across the world. And it's more importantly, both the countries, more or less both the countries and the universities are approved by the World Health Organization. How is a semester exam pattern? Written exam or written and oral both? So I think
I know, yes, I know that it is normally written and oral. I mean, mostly it is the main part goes into written, but in order for your mark to be finalized in the exam, you definitely have to sit for a short interview just to check your knowledge. This is how it
Okay.
happens based on your written exam. So the main part is the written exam only.
Okay. So, and I think oral exam would be of language.
It will be mostly of the knowledge of the subjects that the exam they're sitting in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So usually the universities here, they have 10 semesters of study and 2 semesters of the clinical internship. So in total they have 12 semesters for MBBS. UKMLA exam 2024 se aa raha hai. Yes, of course. I have already discussed this information. If you have gone through our slides, I have clearly mentioned that UK is going to come up with UKMLA exam. And once it has come, all the students, being a European graduate or a non-European graduate, will definitely have to pass this exam. but it's going to be implemented from 2024 onwards, not up to now, because we have some students, we can share their reviews also, who are registered themselves in the General Medical Commission. They have graduated from Bulgaria, and they have got direct entry to UK without writing any P-Lab exam.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, so from 2024, yes, definitely it's going to be in picture. Indian mess will be available. So now we would like to discuss about the mess facilities. First of all, I think medical universities not in Bulgaria. I think all universities which are there in European Union, they give preference more to European candidates for the hostel and for the accommodation.
See, mostly the ranking is based on your performance. So, for accommodation, also the university definitely considers the students who have applied first timely. So, the time of application matters, and your general results over the entry exams and your secondary education degree, they also matter even in the accommodation process.
Okay.
So yes, it depends. How do you stand in the ranking?
Okay, so they usually consider rankings while they allot the accommodation to the students.
Yes.
Okay, but we need to keep this in mind that Indian mess is, of course, is not available in either of the universities, because it's not available for the international candidates. Because if we look into the figures, the students, they are coming from different parts of the world, and they can't provide mess facility to all the nationalities. So being an Indian student, what I advise here is, because in other countries also, like in Poland, in Romania, they are making their own arrangements for food. They can either cook themselves or they can eat from outside. But universities are fully equipped with the canteens.
Yes, definitely. Canteens are there, and Indian food is nowadays very popular and very easily available. There are Indian shops also in most of the big cities. So, yeah, definitely Indian students will not have any problem when it
So
comes
what
to...
usually do you think the cost will come? Like a monthly living cost is there in Bulgaria?
Everybody has different standard of living, but the minimum would be between 400 to 350 euro to 450 euro.
And that includes the accommodation?
Yes,
plus
that
food.
includes. Yes,
All
yes.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so apart from the tuition fee, the minimum budget you should keep in your mind for your living expenses, that would be around 350 to 400 euros. Depending on the lifestyle, you can maximize it or minimize it. You can, like, the students who are living already in Bulgaria, they are living in apartments on a sharing basis, where they can share the apartment and they can lower their living cost.
Definitely. And normally student accommodation is always the cheapest option. But as you mentioned, even if you live in a private accommodation which is shared, that's also a very reasonable option.
All right. And apart from this, will there be any hostels or private hostels wherein students can live?
Yes, definitely. There are both options. Most of the universities offer, some of them don't, but the ones that they don't offer, we will definitely be able to assist into getting private accommodation.
All right.
Even in the universities hostels, definitely timing is basically the key to
Time is the key, exactly,
Time is
because
the key.
It's totally first come first serve basis.
Absolutely.
Universities have their deadline for applications, they have their deadline for the accommodation. So the moment you apply to the university, make sure you have a plan B ready for your accommodation.
Yes.
Because it's not guaranteed that you are going to get a university accommodation. Because in India, usually the NEET results will be out in the month of June, and after that students will apply, and almost the procedure itself takes about 3 to 4 months minimum. And after that students will look for the accommodation. That would be slightly late for the
Yes.
accommodation part. So I think the moment you apply for your application, you should apply for the accommodation also, or at least you should think that what type of accommodation you want.
As a matter of fact, just to mention one detail, Trakia Medical University always offers advantage to the students from third countries like India, so outside the European Union, so that in that way they promote much easier way of settling in the city and in the country.
All right. Okay. So Trakia Universities gives you an advantage.
Yeah.
All right. Over
They
other
give the privilege.
universities.
Yes, yes.
But anyways, I don't think there is any difficulty in settling down students in either of the cities, either in Sofia or in Varna or in Pleven.
Yeah.
Okay. So another question here is, for admission, what documents are required to translate in Bulgarian language?
Yes, so should I think I can
Yeah,
answer
yes,
to this.
yes.
So basically, definitely the secondary education diploma is required.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely,
The
the
scorecard and
scorecard
NEET
is
is also
required. NEET is
important.
required. Yes, and then medical certificate is also definitely
Yeah, so
required.
prior applying to the university, we should do the legalization and certified translations of the documents, which will take at least 2 weeks prior
Yes.
you start your admission procedures. So this will be the basic, applying. And there's one new thing also came into picture.
There's a new requirement from this year from the Bulgarian government that your secondary education degree has to be made equivalent to the Bulgarian system. So this is a new procedure which will take around 1 month to be done. Thankfully, our team can definitely do it for all the students.
Mhm.
It is just a matter of a detail that it will take additional 1 month in preparing the application documents. So again,
So yes, again, it anyhow the like 3 to 4 months was usually the admission procedures, but now if they have added the new requirement, so it will another, it will take another 1 month. So the admission period will be like the total admission process will at least consume about 4 to 5 months on an average if we include visa as well.
definitely.
So how easier would be the visa? What do you think?
Visa is pretty easy, I would say, but of course there are minimum requirements that have to be covered. So definitely the bank balance has to show that the student can sustain for a year or two, so enough funds should be there.
Okay, so how much like within how much period of this financial statement has to be shown for last 3 months or for 6 months?
Yes, basically some regular income has to be shown because what the Ministry of Foreign Affairs considers is that the student should be able to consistently cover the fees for the 6 years of duration of the studies. Even though if the balance doesn't show the full amount, basically we want to see some consistency of income. So if it's 3 months or 6 months, the longer you can show of some consistent income, the better. But
Alright.
3 months is also the minimum requirement.
3 months is the
basically.
basic minimum requirement of the bank statement that you need to show while you apply for your visa process. Okay, so now coming towards the next question. CBSE results not yet come. So can we apply without 12th mark sheet? So can we apply in any of the university in Bulgaria without having 12th
No, this
grade?
is an absolute must. The 12th grade has
It is
to be
it is a
there.
must requirement. Or if any students, what if they get a predictive scorecard? Because many schools they are offering predictive scorecards. On that basis they can at least.
Unfortunately, Bulgarian universities don't accept that.
Okay.
They need to have the final
So
document.
the final 12th mark sheet is required.
Yes.
And I guess within a week 12th result is expected. So very soon we all will be having the 12th results with us. So by that time we can start applying the procedures. And after that the procedure will take at least 4 to 5 months. Yes, but for some universities like Sofia, which has late process, so we can definitely cater to Sofia Medical University.
And Pleven also, as a
And
matter of
Pleven
fact.
also, yes. And
Yes.
Pleven also has 2 intakes.
Yes.
Pleven has September and February
Yes.
intake. So you can definitely, if you are delayed for the process, you can apply for the Pleven or Sofia because they have a late intake, but not for a Plovdiv or Varna because
No.
Varna and Plovdiv are not possible after July. For visa, do we need PCC? Yes, of course. We need police clearance certificate for applying to the visa from India, as well as when you go there in Bulgaria, it's required for the visa extension also.
Yes, yes.
So apart from the police clearance certificate, what all documents are required for the extension in Bulgaria?
Insurance is also required.
Health insurance is
So
also
minimum
required.
of 6 months. That's also required for at the time of application for visa. And
Alright.
it should cover minimum of 30,000 euro. So this is the requirement. Yes, for
Okay.
6 months minimum.
Okay. Which country is better, Poland or Bulgaria? See, both the countries are European countries and it completely depends on your choice. Poland is definitely on a higher side of budget because it's a Schengen country already, and the minimum budget in Poland will be around 65 to 70 lakhs. But in Bulgaria, you can minimize your cost. You can complete your MBBS within like 50 to 60, within just 50 to 60 lakhs, catering all your expenses. So if you are if you don't have any budget constraints, you can choose either of the country because both the countries are good in their own terms. Both countries have their own advantages. and both countries are offering very good facilities to Indian students. So one important thing is, like, the basic common points among Poland or Bulgaria is that both the countries have license exam in English. Like in Bulgaria, there's no such exam, no such separate exam is there to, to get a license. There is just university exam.
Yes, that's all.
There's just a university and exam, and we have already have a clarification by Medical University of Varna. We have an email confirmation from the university that the university has all the exams in English language, and those exams are university exams only. Apart from this, you don't have to give any other separate exam. But yes, the final exam which you need to get in order to get registration, that exam, I think state government is making this exam.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, this is the difference. And in Poland, you need to pass LEK exam. LEK exam definitely you can give in English language as well as in Polish language. Language requirements in both the countries are same. You need to prove your eligibility in terms of the language. 75% पे हो जाएगा admission. Yes, definitely, because in Bulgaria you can go to the slides also, as I have discussed. The minimum eligibility in PCB is 65%. Some universities have 62 and some universities have 65%. So if you are having 65% in physics, chemistry and biology, you are eligible to apply in the university. But apart from the percentage in 12th, you also need to pass the university exam. So university exam is must. And so far I know, Sofia has the toughest entrance exam.
Yes, but again, we can provide all the preparatory mock exams, and there is a book that the university issues every year, which is physically available at the university, but we have access to it online, and we will definitely provide it to all our
So we can
students.
provide the access to that book at free of cost, I think.
Absolutely, yes.
And students can prepare for the entrance exam of Sofia, because Sofia is a very renowned university, and because it's located in capital also, students will be having great exposure to the clinicals. They can have a great hospital trainings. Also the patient inflow will be huge in the capital city.
Yes.
After completing MBBS in Bulgaria, can I do job in hospitals there?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Of course, one of the main requirements will be for the student to know Bulgarian language. Bulgarian will be again for the purpose of communicating with the patients.
Yeah, so they can easily get a job over there.
Yes.
Okay. So job is not a problem in there.
Definitely.
You can easily get a job in Bulgaria as soon as you complete your degree, because as soon as you complete your degree, you are eligible to practice in Bulgaria, and you are eligible to apply for the other license exams too. So it is completely okay for all international students to either do a job in India or to do the further studies as well. For the
Yes.
post graduation also is available in Bulgaria.
Yes, definitely.
So you can also do the post graduation, like you can do your masters in any specialization in the medical universities in Bulgaria. Is Bulgaria safe for girls?
Very much safe. Yes, completely safe.
Yeah, because in India, we as a parent, like they usually the first priority is the safety of girls. And being a European country, yes, it's very safe. It's highly safe for girls. It's always recommended. And about the hostel also, there will be, like, we can also accommodate students in a different hostels. Like boys will be separate and girls will be separate. There will be no common hostels for co-ed hostels are not there. So girls can be separate and boys can be separate. So it's very safe. It's highly safe and highly recommended. Is there any advantage in India for next exam after taking license exam in Bulgaria? No. Being the NMC guidelines, you should at least have, like, when you want to come back to India, you need to pass next exam. Next exam is divided into 2 steps, next 1 and next 2. So once you completed your MBBS from abroad, you need to come back to India, write next 1 exam, and then you need to do 1 year of internship in India. 1 year of internship you need to complete, and then if you want to do PG, then you need to go for next 2 exam. So there is no such advantage. The advantage is only for the 5 countries which are English speaking countries: USA, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So these 5 countries are the exemption, wherein you can, come back easily to India, and you will be having the greatest advantage for next exam. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think we have given enough information about MBBS in Bulgaria. So, if you guys have any doubts, or if you need any clarification about any university, please feel free to contact us. Our contact numbers are available on our YouTube channel, on the Instagram page as well. So, we are available for the counselings also. So, if you want to come down to our office for a counseling, we are also actually planning to conduct webinars. So one more webinar we are going to plan for Bulgaria again, once the students will get the NEET results, so that we will get enough clarity about the NEET marks also, because in Bulgaria we cannot apply before you get your 12th results. So 12th results and NEET eligibility is highly important when you apply for MBBS in Bulgaria. So thank you so much. Have a
Thank
nice
you,
day.
everyone.